Hello, I'm Sonia Wood from Oikos, and today I'm going to be telling you all about the Green Book, Green LLATL, Learning Language Arts Through Literature. The Green Book covers the following skills: grammar, diagramming, reading, vocabulary, spelling, short story, research, and poetry. You'll notice, if you've been following or watching any of the other LLATL clips, that we spoke about research being introduced here at Orange Book. And then they started learning to write research papers in Tan Book, and now there's more research in this book. So you see it gets carried through at a greater and greater depth with more and more learning, exposure and experience to that particular topic of research. If you're wondering if this is the level to start at, then I hope you will go to the placement test to establish whether your student is ready for Green Book or whether they need to start at Tan Book, or perhaps they can go straight to Gold Book. That you're going to establish by doing a placement test with them to establish their reading level as well as their language skills and their ability at this time, no matter what their age. Remember, it's not about grade levels, it's about their age and their ability. So again, you'll notice that LLATL is color-coded: yellow, orange, purple, tan, green, grey, gold. It's not grade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you will hopefully have established that this is now the level that your child needs to be at, and so this is the book you need to get for them. Obviously, you're going to have to get the parent book because this is your instruction manual as to the lessons involved in, the lessons you're going to teach to the student. You'll see here, as I happen to open this at this section of diagramming, and it's going into quite a lot of depth and detail about diagramming. And that was introduced very mildly in the previous levels. If your student hasn't done any previous levels of LLATL, that's also okay, because their skill level of language ability, whatever language program they were using, you would have established that with the placement test and know that this is the right level for them. So you need the parent book, and then the student, you need to get the book for the student book. Obviously, once you have bought the parent and the student and all 4 readers, for the next child coming along, if there happens to be one that is going to come up to the green level, then you would only need to acquire the student book for that student, not all the other books, because you already have them in your personal library. That is why they are sold individually. The teacher book is laid out in the same manner as the other LLATL books. It also has the skills index at the back, which is showing you what is covered in the form of grammar and reading and spelling and study skills and composition, book studies, what the students are learning with each lesson. So that's a very handy guide. You've also, of course, got your assessments, your review activities, all of which are showing you how much the student has grasped and understood, and whether you can continue or whether you need to stop and go back and reinforce some lessons that perhaps haven't been fully understood. Also, your books that are listed on the website in this particular order: Star of Light, Adam and His Kin, and the Much Ado About Nothing. That is the order in which the books appear within the Green Book's lessons. So the literature links relating to that book. So clearly the first novel that they would read would be Star of Light. I also want to mention something further about these readers, in that we found that once we had read a specific novel that was necessary for us to do our LLATL lessons, we would discover an author that we found to be particularly inspiring. But in this instance, Patricia St. John. We so enjoyed the Star of Light book. It was so profound. We absolutely loved everything about it that we went and found some more Patricia St. John novels and read them as well. So basically it helps to get the children to broaden their experience of literature. Also, about the novels, I want to just mention the next one being Adam and His Kin, and this is very specifically biblically based. It's the lost history of their lives and times of Adam and his kin, and it's written, the author is Ruth Beechick. So this is strongly Christian based, and although LLATL does have a Christian foundation, it does have variety in it as well, such as Patricia St. John and such as Shakespeare. Once you are in the LLATL program and you're using the LLATL books, you'll come to discover how rich it is and how it expands the student's literature experience. And here's a very good example of it, the short story unit in this particular green workbook. you will see that within this unit, it's encouraging students to write their own story and to plan the plot, the introduction, the conflict, the climax, the resolution. So it's giving quite in-depth detail and lessons and instruction on how a student can go about writing their own short story. In fact, this is what encouraged our daughter to author a few of her own titles. And so that is what the fruit was from having done this green book. So it really can go very, very far, the experience and the results from using these LLATL books. They are just so comprehensive and so rich and so valuable. I really hope you find it to be so for yourselves. Thank you for watching. Bye.